Welcome to another episode of the podcast. My name is Unharmed. This is my co-host Unfit, and welcome to the first Unharm and Unfit episode.
Of course it is.
Well, it is April Fool's.
I'm dying from cringe. Sorry,
come
not
on.
really, but yeah.
So what have you been up to lately? Anything interesting?
Married for more than a month now, mostly.
Yeah. So
I love my wife and everything, but when you get married, sometimes it's just like you realize how less time you have. I have no time for nothing.
Yeah, I know.
If you understand what I mean.
You know, it's crazy to me because I finished. You remember that Thursday I came to you a while ago?
Mm-hmm.
That day I finished the game of Harry Potter, and
Oh, you finished it.
yeah, I finished it that day. It took me a month to finish the game, 45 hours. Like, I haven't finished the review completely. I finished recording, but I'm doing a lot of editing for the review, and
Oh, okay.
and what I've been doing what I've been doing so far is every day I'm releasing the videos bits by bit. Some of the episodes I'm releasing are doing okay-ish, and some of them are just doing bad. But I don't care because it's all behind me.
YouTube been actually really annoying recently.
Yes. Did you see my video from yesterday or 2 days ago?
I released a video. I did things recently, and how many subscribers I got in the last month or so? Even though I have a channel of 5,000 subs.
7. No.
Guess.
8.
0.
Really? I gained 3 subs in the last week.
I mean, I guess I didn't upload that much, but my analytics gone into so low, and it's wait, I'm a channel of 5,000 subscribers. I'm not saying oh my god, I'm the biggest channel in the world, and it's it should sustain itself. But it's there are times that I stopped before the pandemic of 2020 and stuff like that. It's I stopped for a little bit, and I still had normal amount of views and subscribers and everything. Now when you stop, you're just dead. That's it.
Put it into perspective, at the time of recording I have 42 subscribers. I have videos are reaching 200 to 300 views from the last week. And I saw that you also are a channel of 5,000.
I upload a video from more than a week ago. I guess because you're uploading it every day. But uploading for a week ago for a channel of 5,000 subscribers, and I only got about 150 for that last episode. Video. I guess it's not that popular. I need to do something that is more popular, like a deck profile, which I'm working on. But still, that's crazy.
No, it is insane to me that
it's why, and it's I'm not the only one that doing reviews. I get it, but my reviews, no offense to a lot of Rank 10 Yugi and all of those people, are really go into depth and are a lot better. And I'm sorry to say that, not to try to brag by myself and everything, but it's yes, theirs are funny, but mine, to a point, sometimes it's even annoying. At least from what I heard and people I ask, it's mine people always tell me they're informative. They are helping us understand what to pick up and what to not to pick up. So it's why mine are not pushed if people love them so much?
I'll tell you.
I don't get it.
I'll tell you what it is. Okay, one thing I want to say, it's a good thing in my opinion that you believe that your content is the best, because that every person who's making content should believe that, one, they're making the best content, two, they enjoy their own content. I admit, after editing my own videos, I can't watch them for a week, but after a week, I enjoy them a lot. Because that
and I'm going to also add that I don't mind people succeeding instead of me. I'm not one of those people who's they succeed and me not, me stupid, me want to view stuff. But no, I don't care. It just is wild to me that I'm doing the same topic, same circle of people, same everything. Kind of, maybe they're pushing with money and everything. I don't know. Regardless, I'm doing some stuff, and it doesn't succeed. I guess it's not because I'm on social media that all the time, because I don't really have the time for it, nor do I care for it. But still, it's still really, really strange.
No, it's still really, really strange that a channel with 5,000 subscribers is no different views-wise than a channel with 50 subscribers.
Yep.
It's Are you pushing my content? If you're not pushing my content, are my subscribers seeing my content? My subscribers are not seeing my content. Who is seeing my content? It's so annoying to fight and claw when you think that you have enough to at least, start seeing a little bit of results, but you're not seeing any
And
results.
let's not start talking about, you know what, shorts.
Shorts, yes. You saw my video from the other day?
Yes, and I think that's the reason also why people are pushed, because YouTube wants you to do shorts.
YouTube definitely wants you to do shorts. I made a video a couple of days ago from
YouTube does want you to do shorts because it's like, it's more beneficial for them. It's just basically just competitive with TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll talk about TikTok in a minute, but I just want to mention this. A day after the shorts shelf disappeared, this morning I saw that the shorts shelf returned. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me? I don't want to see the shorts shelf. I mean, I want to make shorts and I want to do stuff, but I don't want to, like, see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also want myself to make sure when I have time, like, recording, like, maybe, updates to my review videos of, like, new cards that came out, and essentially, like, reviews them really, really quickly for people, and essentially, like, when I'll have time and, like, actually settle down, maybe in the mini semester break that we have for the, the holiday for us coming up. Yeah. I'm supposed to be on holiday since Sunday, so I might have time for these, but still, it's like...
It's not that much time.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all shorts are bad. There are some, like, shorts that I really, really like from I Am Mobo, for example. His shorts are funny to me, and, like, there are some creators that I get it, that shorts help them. But I don't want to see shorts that I don't care about, if even I want to see shorts.
No. I'm gonna go a step further. Shorts themselves aren't that offensive. It's just the scandalous shorts that you put on our feed that we don't want to see, that I don't want to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't need to see a woman half naked on my feed when, like, I just don't care for that stuff as much. I'm not trying to sound like, that guy, but, like, it's obvious to me.
I get you. Like, it's not like because of the fact that I'm also married or anything, but it's like, I get you for the points that, like, you don't want to see some particular things. And it's not to say, like, oh, we have a problem with half-naked women. Like, if you want to go in the bikini or whatever that is that you do in your content, that's fine.
But
just don't force it on me.
Yeah. Because at many times sometimes I'm out in public, and I want to go on YouTube because maybe I'm on the bus, maybe I'm waiting in the waiting room.
It's so inconvenient sometimes when I'm next to my wife or any other person, like, in the bus. It's like, I have to hide my phone because it's like, wait a minute.
It's a bomb. It's literally a bomb.
Like, don't get me wrong. My wife trusts me, okay? It's not like, oh, if she sees something, it's like, like you're cheating on me. Like, it's not that. We have a trust and that's everything fine. And, like, I'm trying to kind of, like, explain that. But it's like, it's so annoying sometimes. It's like, there are some things that, like, if you open up YouTube and you see them immediately, it's like, but that's not our things that I'm interested in. And even if in my own actual feed of videos that I like, of, like, people I'm subscribed to, sometimes I don't want to see these kind of offensive, or maybe not offensive, but you know what I mean, thumbnails. They're a little bit, like...
scandalous. The word that you're looking for is scandalous.
Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is, like, really weird in its policies. Sometimes I feel like it's too much of a baby website, but on the other hand, I feel like it just doesn't reinforce the laws that it needs to reinforce.
I'll tell you what it is. In front of its investors and, people who are trying to not monetize, people who are trying to put ads on the site, they want to seem very family friendly. But, to the community, it wants to seem like it's very mature too. Like, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And the people who are suffering are people like you and me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But, that brings up the next topic that, like, just came to mind. Like, the U.S. did a survey, and I don't know if it's a survey, but, like, I saw this on the Philip DeFranco show, if you know who that is. Shout out to Philip DeFranco. He's a fun guy. He reviews the news, and he's like, and he reiterates this so many times. Turns out that, like, 45% of people in America, which is, like, the biggest demographic for YouTube, like, are basically lonely. Like, straight up, men and women together, 45%. and it's crazy to me.
Mm.
And this is why like they push a lot of like the scandalous type, because that when lonely people are lonely and alone, you know, they watch this stuff. Like there is no putting. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. This is what they do. You know what I mean? And
So stupid.
and it's like, and the people who are not lonely or people who are not interested in this stuff. This is why, by the way, people. I tell people I watch YouTube incognito, and they're like, "Why? Why do you watch YouTube incognito? Are you trying to hide something, you know, scandalous?" And I'm like, "No, I just don't want to ruin my search, you know, my page because."
No, I just don't want to have in my search history something scandalous. Not search history, in my homepage, because YouTube will reference me something scandalous, because it will decide from its search engine that's something I want to see, even though I don't really care about it.
No. I'll tell you what I'm watching. I don't mind about. I'm not. I'm very open about it. I watch a ton of Town of Salem. I watch a ton of editing tricks.
That's fine.
You know, editing tricks. You know, because I'm trying to be a better editor. So a lot of stuff that have to do with my job, I search that's in coding. But it's like I don't. If I search one thing in coding, it'll suddenly like give me a million like videos of tutorial for Java or tutorial for PHP, tutorial for Ruby, etc. Like you can learn this entire course in 6 hours, and I'm like, cool. I already know all the material for that programming language. I don't need to see another course, and it's like I don't want to see that. They need to have like a mode where you're like, I'm searching this, but don't put this into my recommended. That's what I want, because it like they want to force. They don't differentiate between when you are on it for business and when you are on it for fun. And when you're on it for fun, when I'm on it for fun, I want to watch, you know, Pokemon deck reviews, Yu-Gi-Oh deck reviews, you know. Anime clips that aren't scandalous. I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that in a minute. I want to watch Town of Salem. I want to watch, you know, some of the new games that are coming out. Nothing scandalous, you know, like the Hogwarts Legacy. I saw a breakdown. We'll mention also this later, but like I said,
God, it's so stupid that people are still on like high horses when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy.
They died out. They died out.
Finally!
You know why they died out? Because everybody played the game. After everybody plays a game, they got their money. You know, like, what else are you going to do? So, like I was saying before, when by the way, when I said before anime clips, I meant like anime fights. I'm just not going to watch the entire series just to see one clip. Like, I love the series Bleach. You know it. I know it.
Oh yeah, I know it. And also, I haven't really watched the
1,000-Year Blood War
entire fun. Yeah, but where did they stop? Because I know the story.
You know the story. All right.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. If you're listening to this, we're going to.
If you want to listen to this, just skip like
30 seconds.
I guess 20 seconds? 30 seconds.
Yeah. So they stopped right after Ichigo got his new Bankai. Not new Bankai, new Zanpakuto. Like,
okay.
It is revealed that Old Man Zangetsu is, you know, Yubak.
I know that.
And that's...
So they specifically did that because, like, that's what they show in the intro.
Okay, yes. And, like, if I want to... Okay, if you wanted to skip that that spoiler, now you can come back.
Yeah.
So, going back to talking about what I was searching. I was searching, you know, like in Naruto, let's say Rock Lee versus Gaara. I think that's the best fight in all of Naruto. I love
the original.
Yes,
definitely.
Shippuden,
there is some really good ones.
No, there's
even though
even in Shippuden, I still enjoyed Rock Lee versus Gaara a lot more. I felt like it had out of nowhere drama, and it caused like a bit of a rift that caused Gaara to evolve as a person. I thought that was the best battle in all of Naruto, personally.
The original, yes, definitely. Shippuden could be argued, but I can see that as well.
And in Bleach, which is something I'm gonna be honest, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I love rewatching the Mugetsu fight. You know what I'm talking about?
Mugetsu?
Yeah, where Ichigo, whips out Mugetsu to take down Aizen.
Oh, that one.
I love it. I'm not even sorry about it. It's just such a good fight where he like goes to like basically God mode.
Yeah.
And those kinds of stuff. It's nothing scandalous. I don't watch I'm aware of like,
if you wanna see some action.
Yeah, no, I love that. No, but like I don't watch like fan service anymore. When I was younger, no shame. Everybody liked fan service to a degree, but then we all turned.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if that's what you like, that's what you like. We don't shame anybody.
No, but then you turn 18 and like you get over it. You know what I mean?
Even if you're a person that doesn't get over it, regardless, I understand your point.
It's your own personal life. You do you.
Yeah.
But like the average person is not into that. Or if he is into that, he's like not into that being on his recommended
personal feed.
Yeah, people will want to search it out if they want to watch it, because I know that I search out Linus Tech Tips in my free time as well, because I love that channel. I love Linus. He's just so funny to me. But regardless of that, it's just so bad. I feel like they're like doing going back to talking about like the short shelf. I feel like why isn't there a mute forever? Why is it only mute for 30 days? And when it's muted for 30 days, it comes
back in a second later.
Comes back in a second later, and it doesn't go away, and it's very buggy, and everybody knows what they're doing. And at some point, you have to stop giving them the benefit of the doubt, because this is a recurring problem. I went on the Reddits. I read the Reddits, and this has been going on since 2021, all right? Since the day it came. People were saying how they muted it back in 2021, okay? We're not talking about 2022, 2021, 2 years ago. They muted it.
Yeah, I forgot that they start shorts so much kind of long ago, but like they technically only pushed it really, really strongly just the start of the year. Or maybe
last year.
Yeah.
Because
they push it so strongly.
Because they realize that right now America is going through a huge event where they're in trials and everything, where they want to ban TikTok in the US. You know that, right?
Not only that, but because of the fact that they realize also that they can basically make money out of people watching short videos, because people are not stuck at home like in the pandemic that you watch longer videos. You now either skip few moments in every video, or you just watch the short ones.
Yeah, nobody has time to watch a 2-hour breakdown of something, or nobody wants to watch a 4-hour stream. Everybody wants to watch 1 minute.
I take offense to that.
Oh, you watch 4 to 5 hour streams these days? Wow. Yeah.
No. Not at all. I don't even think I remember watching streams to begin with too much.
The last stream...
Not because I don't like them, but because the fact is no.
The last stream I watched was 2 months ago, and I was in there for 3 minutes. Because it's you want to support a guy that you like, you say hi, and you leave, I have no shame. I don't have as much time to, stream as much. I haven't streamed in a month. And B, I don't. It's I don't have time, because I've also found I enjoy playing games and editing them, and putting them up in small bits that you can consume. I feel like every person who just played the Hogwarts Legacy game and just uploaded it raw without editing, without anything, I find those gameplays very boring, because
oh yeah, it's very boring if you don't do anything fancy these days.
No, you don't even have to do fancy. You just have to cut. People don't even cut. They upload raw.
Oh, okay.
I do cuts and, a little bit of sometime, a cheeky edit here and there, a transition. But, I find that like if I'm uploading a full episode, then it has to be of a main story, and if I'm doing side quests, that can be like a mini story that's on the side, but like those can't take more than 12 minutes. I feel like if they take more than 12 minutes, I did a mistake in the editing. And
fair enough.
And 12 to 40 minutes is like a full episode, because it's like, this is what happened, I'm uploading my perspective, and I remove a lot of the boring dead not gameplay, combat. I feel like a lot of people want to keep the combat. I personally always skip the combat, so if I skip the combat, I can't be the only one, so I also skip the combat in the editing. You know?
Okay.
Like, it's a personal choice, but like, you know, my channel, I'm the editor.
Your channel, even if you're not the editor and you hire an editor, this is your channel, your rules.
Pretty much.
Like, don't get me wrong, like an editor can do something fancy and like they edit in the end, but they still have to follow what the creator says, and they still have to have some kind of trust, because if they create something that the creator doesn't like, it's like, why would they hire them again?
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that like it has to be entertaining, and a lot of people are just there for the story. That's something that a lot of people
when it comes to, like, you know, let's say, I don't know, watching, I will give it an idea, like, for example, like, I want to watch the entire gameplay of, let's say, Resident Evil 7. I don't know why I picked that one.
It's a good game. Goated game. Yeah. Goated game.
Actually, that's not a good example, because the gameplay and combat taking part in each other. But like, let's talk about like a game. I don't know. I don't remember.
Resident Evil 4.
I don't really.
Resident Evil 4.
Okay. No, Resident Evil 4 is also kind of like the same.
Okay,
thing.
the remake.
The remake haven't come out yet, but even then, like,
no, I think the Resi games.
No,
I think it came out.
It's coming out. I think. Yeah, it's coming out today. But what I'm trying to mention is basically not the fact that it's like, how should I say this? I'm trying to kind of like explain, like a game, for example, that like have a gameplay loop that you don't really care about, but it's still fun enough. It's kind of like interesting to me, like, you know, just we need to have a gameplay loop, but like, I'm here for the story. Like, for example...
No.
I know.
For the record, Resident Evil 4...
I know, I have a good one. Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, I know that game.
I care about the gameplay of the game itself, the combat itself of Cult of the Lamb.
Sure, yeah.
I don't care about the so-called... No offense to anybody who likes the farming, but I don't care about that. Why would I care about it? That's kind of like what I'm trying to say. It's like,
no, because
it's not a bad thing.
It's repetitive.
Really
it's repetitive. You show it once and that's it. Like, this is why I did like the first two episodes. I put in like full exploration, where you can see the castle and you can see like a lot of others.
I don't know why it took me so long to just think of something, but yeah.
No, speaking of which, no. Resident Evil 4 remake. The initial release is tomorrow. However, like the pre-release already came out like Tuesday, I think. Like,
no, I think it's about, maybe the pre-release is out, but I think
the deluxe.
Okay,
the deluxe.
I think it's also the demo came out like not a whole lot of while ago. It's like they really like. I'm going to say this: people really talked about Resident Evil 4 remake, but on the other hand, they're also like, it was really hushed for a while. I don't know why.
Yeah. The deluxe has been out for a couple of days now, and everybody.
It's not even that. It's not even the deluxe have been out for a few days now. It's like they talked about, you know, Resident Evil 4 and like, you know, when there was the Resident Evil 7, 8, sorry, and it's like there was a little bit of talk then, and like when they did the DLC, there was a talk again, like, you know, maybe a few months ago, but then just again, like nobody talks about it.
No, because it's like, if we know what the game is. What can they already do? Make everything in HD?
No, they are changing the story a little bit, but...
They are changing the story a little bit, but like, this one guy I know who played the game, he basically tweeted out something like, don't waste your money on Resident Evil 4. remake, it's a little bit worse than the original, and I'm like, wow, really? Like, I think I saw this yesterday or something like that, where he was like, "Don't waste your money on the remake."
That surprised me because a lot of people actually consider this one to be really, really good and giving it a pretty high score.
No, it can get a high score because it's like it's a remake, but it's like if you're not adding too much, play the original. People love the original.
You know why they didn't add too much, and I know it's like going to sound for you like a little bit of strange, but because the creators, like not the creators, but like people ask them to not add too much.
No, that doesn't sound
like not
strange.
people. The studio, sorry, the studio want them to not add too much because they didn't want them to change things.
No, I agree. Sometimes it's a good thing, but you know, sometimes it's also a bad thing. You when you're just being like the vanilla when you're taking the vanilla of choices, because it can't
like if you are trying to just like make all the game in HD, that's a good remake, and if you care about that, that's a good remake. But I don't know.
I'll be honest with you.
I'll have to wait and see.
I don't care about games. I don't care about games being in HD or or best graphics or high resolution.
Yeah, but there are some people who care, so I get it.
Yeah, you know what we call them, right?
I know. You don't need to be so
cynical. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but in the end of the day, you know, people will do what they're going to do. So anyways, there was a story on I just thought about it. There was a story on the Philip DeFranco that show from a couple of days ago that just, you know, reminded me. Apparently there was this 29-year-old girl who got arrested because she decided that she wanted to go back to high school, and like she snuck in and everything.
What?
Yeah, I'm not making this up. I'll send you a link to this.
What? Oh God! Why people are so stupid? I just snuck into high school. Don't arrest me. Ooh.
Here, I got the.
Oh my God!
You ready for this?
Why people are so stupid? Yeah. Why people are so stupid? Scientist 29 enrolled in high school pretend to be a teenager.
Yep.
Okay. Why? What happened in your life that make you want to go into high school?
Life sucks.
Why? I guess, but if you're going there, pretend to be a child. It's much more easier to be in a kindergarten than to be in high school. I guess it's because of the fact that she thought nobody will know who she is, but still.
I hate to break it to you. You know, like, you know how a lot of people like to think that when you're like over 20, you still look like you're 16? You don't.
Yeah, no. You don't.
Nobody does.
There's very select few that maybe look like that.
No, even the people who think they do, they don't. Like, even this one guy, Andy Milonakis, or whatever his name is, who has like this disease. He's like 40-something. Andy Milonakis. He has this disease that basically makes him look young. He's like 40-something. He's 47 years old. If you saw if you saw what he looked like, you'd be like, oh my God. And this is, by the way, this is a recent video. Not video. This is a recent photo. What I'm about to send you, and you'll be like, that guy is. Just a second. Copy image. Okay, and let's send you the image real quick.
Okay.
So this guy is 47 years old. He's almost 50.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
You're telling me that this one is almost 50.
This is a recent not photo. This is a recent photo. Like from the last year.
Wow.
Like, he has a disease that makes him like look young, but like on the inside he's an old person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no shot that is real.
But this is
That's
like
so crazy.
This is like 1 in a million. It's not even 1 in a million. It's like 1 in like a billion. Like it's just like a lot of people who think they look young do not look young. A lot of like people who want to say, "Oh, you look 50 is a new 25," and I'm like, "No, it's not." Like this person,
Nope.
like I can't say she looks 29, but she definitely looks like 25 to me. You know, like she looks like she can be the teacher. Like we're trying to like roll in and act like you're the student or the teacher. You know,
I don't know.
like
Really weird. People think that they can get away with everything. It's so crazy.
Like don't get me wrong, it sucks to grow up, but like it's also okay to grow up, you know? There's a lot of
It sucks to grow up, but grow up.
Yeah, like grow up in the areas that you have to grow up. Like if you don't have to
No, you don't get the
I
joke.
get the
Just
joke.
grow up.
No.
It's part of life. God damn, people.
No, I agree with you. However, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of good stuff about growing up. First thing, your brain develops. You start seeing things in different.
That's fair.
You start seeing things in like different lights. And second thing, this is the most important thing. You're very independent, like very independent. Like people do not appreciate how great it is to grow up and like be independent and not be forced into other people's schedules, because it like that's the main reason why I do like I work in the job that I work in, because it like I enjoy the fact that I don't have to wake up every morning at 5 in the morning. I can wake up at 6:30 or 7, and yeah,
that's fair.
And yes, my hours are very intrusive, like into the day, but like it's a job. But when you work remotely, it's great. It works.
Also, maybe I should have closed my
Phone
doors to my washer in the bathroom because I think we hear it a little bit in the recording.
I don't hear it.
Like a little bit.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, you don't, but I do. I think I'm hearing myself. Maybe I don't with the mic. If it does, then that's fine. Don't worry, people. Just you hear a washer. That's the end of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Nah, just you know how we always get like a million SMSs that we don't want to get.
Yes.
So I just like I heard my phone like go bzz, bzz, and I was like, oh, did I get something from work? And I'm like looking at it, and it's like, no, it's just like one of those political SMSs I have no interest in.
Oh God, you're getting so many of these.
Yeah,
God, I hate them.
And it's like we're not in a election year. We're not. There's nothing coming up. And you're still...
The right side is bluer than the green side. And blah, blah, blah. And now our president is an idiot. And we need to switch. Like, why do I care?
I really don't care about any of it. I got what I wanted in politics. I just wanted prices to go down a little bit, and they did, and that's all I cared for.
Depending what you're calling going down, but sure, let's go with that.
Okay, there's unavoidable, products, services that went up, but not everything went up. Like the price for bread and eggs, that kinds of stuff that are avoidable that you can do something about. They did do about, and that's what I cared for.
Okay, I can see that.
Like. The economy sucks right now. What do you want me to tell you? Everything is going up. The computer that I bought a year ago, you know how much I saw it listed for on Amazon?
How much?
$2,200.
Damn, boy.
You know how much I bought it for?
How much?
$950.
Wow.
Like things are going up, like because the computer parts are going up, because everything is going up.
But why, though?
I'll tell you why. Because we're right now out of a pandemic, okay? And entered into a world that decided to go back to all of their wars. Everybody likes to think that the only war that went on in the past year was the one between Ukraine and Russia, but there are like so many other wars.
God, don't get us canceled though.
How? Like Middle East, Africa. Like in Africa,
Oh,
did you see? There's like a lot of people are just ignoring this, but they're going to ban like in like I want to say a good chunk of African countries to be gay. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah, I'm not making this up.
What?
Africa to ban gays. Yeah, to Uganda. Here, I'll send you the link.
What? What?
Um.
To ban gays?
Yep.
Huh.
Here, I send you the link. Read the. Uganda passes a law making it a crime to identify as LGBTQ.
I don't know what the Q stands for because I always remember the LGBT.
Cool.
Okay. Capital March. More than 30 African countries, including Uganda, already have banned same-sex relation. The new law. Okay, that's. Huh. That's a thing, apparently.
Everybody is just glossing over this because that it's bad everywhere in the world. But I think this is something noticeable to talk about. Where they're having people saying, "Yeah, guess what? If you don't give me enough money, I'm going to report to the police that you're gay." It doesn't.
Oh, good.
Doesn't matter if it's true or not, and they're saying that it's already happening. Like people are extorting people. Police are extorting police or other people. You have out of like.
I mean, of course, you can take an advantage of that law and essentially, get rid of somebody that you don't like.
Exactly.
Basically.
Africa,
yeah.
But in Africa, they need to start, being a little bit more accepting, because a lot of people want to help them, but they don't want to help them. They don't want to be a part of the world, or at least.
Yep.
My politics are very simple. Live and let live. I live in my own lane, you live in your own lane. I won't go after you, you don't go after me.
And you don't go after me.
Exactly.
You psycho weirdo.
Exactly. No, so that I'm there's so much stuff going on in the world, but people are only looking at the more flashy headlines, and then there's headlines like this and nobody's talking about. And I decided, why can't we talk about it? If you open up the map from the article that I showed you from Routers, you'll see that basically around 60% of the map, it's illegal to be
J.
Yeah.
But it's okay to be a Y.
And you get beaten up for being a W. No, just kidding.
God.
The world needs to calm down a bit,
The world needs to understand one thing. Not everyone or everything that we do matters. Let us live our lives. God damn.
Make me better video games.
Exactly. I don't care about all of these politics and bullcrap.
It's not that I don't care. I don't want to care. You're forcing me to care.
Okay, that's fair.
You're forcing me to care. What I want to care about is will there be a good DLC?
Don't force me to care. No.
A good DLC for Hogwarts Legacy. Because that's something that every person who finishes playing the game says there's so much DLC.
Which game?
At Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah, I can't shut up about it. It's such a good game.
Fair enough. Also, we have a new Hearthstone expansion coming out next few days now, maybe. It's actually a really, really interesting one that I never I always thought it will do, but they're finally doing it now, and it's called Festival of Legends, and it's finally about singing.
Interesting. I might have to hop.
I mean, it's a festival of music, but it's I saw Hearthstone doing it a little bit more of a while ago because they really like their flashy intros. Really, Hearthstone love that, and it's oh, it's about time you do that. Good.
In the past like 2 years, I've been on and off of Hearthstone as well. Like, you go back to it once in a while, but like you're not really fully committed. But if it'll be fun, I'll go
That's
back for
fair.
like a little bit. I might even make content out off of it. Who knows?
I mean, they are trying to make the game a little bit more fun. And like there are like the team of devs actually looks like they care about the game again. Like I'm not saying again, they cared about the game and just like the suits were a problem, and now that the suits are out of the way because what happened with Blizzard, they're actually free to do a whole lot more. And they also said that they are going to do something called a core set balance throughout the year. That means that if there is a card that is problematic, they're not going to leave it for the entire year. If they have to, they will just rotate it early and switch it with something else because it's a problem and they don't want to deal with it. And I don't want people to have like not a fun.
I don't understand why
time.
people. I don't understand why people are just afraid to ban cards. Like, if a card is problematic, ban it.
Oh, they actually ban cards. In wild format, they ban cards. In some particular game modes, they ban cards. In standard, they do not. They just change the card because it will be a little bit of a feel bad that somebody pay money, for example, for a card, and like you're a budget player, and you basically lost your playmaker for the entire deck. Even though it's weaker, it's better in their opinion. I don't know. It just will be not fair for another class to just not have the same amount of tools as another. So
yeah, so
that's why they're going.
You're
this
reminding
route.
me that Pokemon is right now going through a bunch of card changes. Because we're about to get the new Scarlet and Violet sets, and well, they look really good. But like, there's a card that everybody is excited for. I'm also like excited for, but it's a very powerful card. It's like one of the greatest combat mechanics I've seen in Pokemon in a very long time. Like, it's a supporter card that says each person shuffles their hand and puts in the bottom of the deck and draws how many cards they have according to their prize cards. Now, that's a reminiscent of the old card N. But this is Iono. You remember Iono, the VTuber gym leader?
I think, yeah, I remember her.
So they turned her into like the most broken supporter. Now, I don't want to see Iono, but now we're going to see Iono in everything. Because imagine you had a card that basically said both players shuffle their hands, puts in the bottom of their deck, because a lot of times you're holding cards that you want to use, hand traps.
Not even shuffle, just put them at the bottom of the deck and they'll draw many cards.
No, not even as many cards. You draw according to how many life points you have left. For every 1,000, you draw a card.
It's basically Magical Mallet in a way, because Magical Mallet allowing you to shuffle your entire hand into the deck and then draw.
Oh, we've had Magical Mallet is basically our reset stamp.
So stupid.
We had a card called Reset Stamp that basically does, I think, the same thing that Magical Mallet does, more or less, but to your opponent. But it's according to prize cards. It's very interesting. Like, what makes a lot of like sets in Pokemon at least very fun to like people like me is there a good comeback mechanic? Because in Yu-Gi-Oh, what I notice is a lot of times there aren't many good comeback mechanics that are worth it, And like, there aren't a lot of combat cards. In Pokemon, on the other hand, there's a lot of combat cards.
Combat cards.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like, I've seen games where people took 7 prize cards in a turn. Like, it's crazy.
Damn. That's a lot.
You only need 6 to win, by the way.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, but I've also seen games where people got up to 30 prize cards. Not that they got, they had to put in their hands. There used to be a card called Ho-Oh and Lugia Legend. Was it Ho-Oh and Lugia? I think, no, it might have been a different legend. It wasn't.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, one of the legend cards. Where every turn you put like the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck into their prize card, so they had to take even more prize cards. That was an insane.
But you just need to win 6.
You just need to win 6, but it's like I don't care if you knock out my Ho-Ho and Lugia, my legend cards, or maybe I think they were worth 2 prize cards, but it's like I was continuously adding, and I was able to easily like bring back those cards, you know. So it's like,
yeah,
how are you gonna take me out? You can't win with prize cards, and it's like that was an insane format. I remember.
Well, that's new.
What?
There's a new deck now in Hearthstone I haven't seen yet called Zoo Hunter.
Zoo Hunter. Sounds interesting.
I mean, it makes sense because, you know, end of expansion, a lot of really strong cards, but that's interesting. Interesting.
What up?
It doesn't really matter to me, like, you know, doing decks right now because it's like, oh, it just doesn't matter. But the point is, it's like,
I wish more people gave more of an attention to Hearthstone. I really do. But Hearthstone is not getting the attention it deserves. You know?
Nope.
Because
it does not.
It's literally online only. Like, it lives and dies with the client. It's not printed, so people can't like be like, yo, watch my opening, you know? Like, what are you gonna do? Tell people, yo, watch me craft? You know?
I mean, you can open packs, and they do add a system later.
A dusting system. It's supposed to be... Yeah, dusting system.
A system, not dust system. The ability to open up multiple packs at the same time later.
Who cares?
But it's like,
who cares? It's not exciting as doing it IRL.
Exactly.
Like, let's be honest. I haven't opened a pack in a while, and I bet you haven't opened up a pack in years too.
I'm not going to open up a pack. There's like, it's so not worth it.
No, IRL.
It's so not worth it.
IRL. Yeah. It's not worth it because the moment you open the pack, you lose all value, unless you like get like this $70 card, which
you're getting a graded box. For yourself.
Let me tell you something right now. The odds of a person like opening a $70 card in a pack, in a random loose pack, like 1 in a million. You may as well just go buy a lottery ticket. Same odds.
Not even talking about the high rarity cards, like super $5 cards even.
Yes.
We're talking about the standard like $70 secret rare or something like that.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Maybe not even 70. Like, even if you're getting like a $60 or $50, like, yeah, no.
You could be a Pokemon player, you could be a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you could be a Magic player. Everybody knows that the next sentence I'm going to say is 100% true. When a new set comes out, buy 1 box to get all the commons and uncommons that you're going to need, and buy all of the rares that you can't pull, because that you are not going to be able to pull it. It is not possible.
Nope. It's a lot more worth it to just spend the money on those.
You're actually saving money by buying singles.
Yep.
It's in a very weird way, because how much does a booster box cost in Yu-Gi-Oh? 140? 150?
A booster box?
Yeah.
Don't go that far, but yeah, it costs a little bit. It doesn't cost 140. Don't go that far, but
I know that Pokemon, like, it costs like 120 to 130.
It costs like $60. What are you talking about?
No,
$64.
Well, Pokemon is way more.
It doesn't cost that much to us.
Let's see. Here, Pokemon booster boxes. Let's see. Yeah, you see, $150. Sorry, $150 for like the newest set for us. $120 for like an older set. $145 for an older set. Like, our booster boxes are expensive in Pokemon. Pokemon as if you're just buying,
it's a very pricey game.
If you're just buying packs, you're going to lose money. If you're buying specific cards, you could buy like full decks for the price of a booster box. Like full decks that you want to play. Unlike buying booster boxes where you're getting like garbage.
Yeah.
Because the biggest problem that Pokemon cards have is that they're filled with so much filler that a lot of people say, oh, but look at the art. At some point, there's too much art. At some point, there's too much filler. Where it's like, yes, we can get another card that basically has 1 energy for 10 attack, 2 energy for 20 or 30. But it's like, what's the point? Nobody's ever going to play it.
Exactly.
You need one for the binder and that's it. Like, what the equivalent of garbage in that in Yu-Gi-Oh would be? Because I don't read garbage cards.
Garbage cards are like cost 25 cents max, maybe 20.
I don't think it costs like 6 to 9 cents a card for the garbage packs, for the garbage cards.
It's dependent on the store, but most stores are like 20 cents or so.
No, so most stores you buy what's it called? 11, I think it's like 11 or no, it's 12 common garbage cards for $1. But it's like, it's cards that if you're a player, you don't want them. And if you're trying to resell them like in another place, you're losing money because they're only going to like buy it from you for like a penny or two. They're gonna be like, okay, we'll take bulk for a penny or two here if we're feeling nice about it. Don't buy bulk. Don't buy bulk because essentially
bulk is not worth it.
If you're buying booster boxes, you're buying bulk. That's the truth. You're buying bulk with like 3 or 4 hidden gems
with extra steps.
Yes, where you can buy those 3 or 4 cards that you do want for $20 to $30, instead of buying a booster box for $100 or $60 or whatever it is. But
yep,
all players know this. So if you're like thinking of getting into any game that has physical cards, never ever ever buy booster packs, booster boxes, unless you really want the product. Like elite, like in Pokemon, we have something called elite trader boxes, or in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have something very similar. I forget what it's called, but it's not quite.
What is elite trainer boxes?
Elite trainer box, well, you don't have the box itself, but basically, it's like a product that comes with a box where you can keep all of your cards. It comes with 8 to 12 packs, and it comes with like dice, counters.
Oh, it's something that we used to have. Now we don't really have it anymore, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like if you really want it for the art and stuff, like that, sure, go for it. But like, don't buy it thinking that you're going to be getting like great value. You're getting decent value, actually.
Yep.
Speaking of which, in the Pokemon community, we have like a joke that it's something that you can understand. It's not like a card or something like that, where people would rather play sleeveless than use like the official ETB
sleeves.
The official ETB sleeves are
they're so bad.
They're so bad. They ruined the cards. They actually ruined the cards.
Oh wow!
Like Dragon Shield, which I wished, if I one day become like big, I wish to be supported by Dragon Shield because I believe in their products. Dragon Shield, Ultra Pro, all of those, they're all really good.
Yeah.
But like Dragon Shield,
the products are pretty good.
Dragon Shield is just incredible. If you have cards that you want to keep safe, and you don't have like those hard plastic, graded stuff, get Dragon.
Graded stuff.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about top loaders, I guess.
Yeah. But you're basically use Dragon Shield.
Graded stuff.
Come on. I think I made myself really clear about that.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
No, but basically every time you see new players come and they want to join whatever game you're playing, and they think that they're doing well with buying the cheap $1 sleeves, never.
Yeah, no, I would prefer to buy either Dragon Shield or Ultra Pro. One of those two, they're fine.
Ultra Pro is just passable. It's not the best, but it's like you're not ruining your stuff. Dragon Shield, you're keeping your stuff safe. What, you have a story?
What? No. It's just something stuck in my throat. I don't really have a story.
No, you just like did.
Yeah, something got stuck in my throat. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the season for that stuff. It's like there was a period of like 2 weeks where it was nice enough to open your window and sleep with the window open and getting like free AC from the outside. But now with the pollen coming, man, am I suffering. I suffer from pollen. I need to be like in a locked room with like an air
Oh, you know what I'm suffering from?
dust.
Yes, and the thing that is happening right now, which I forgot the word for, in the spring, trees and stuff, what they do now.
You mean pollen?
Yes, like you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's still what it's called, but it's like, yeah, it just. But just do it, please do it. Either lock me in a room and give me like in a place that I can actually breathe, or just don't do it, or do it like somewhere else.
Yeah, I know.
Stupid trees.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago when I came over to your house that day, that was the last day that I was taking a lot of antibiotics, amoxicillin and stuff because I had sinusitis and stuff, sinus infection, and it's like, okay, we're done with that. I can think again, my sinus system is, open again. And then the flowers...
Stupid trees.
And then the flowers decided to, open up their spores and become a problem again. Listen, I'm not for forest fires. However...
But, however, there are some of us who will become pyromaniacs because of this. Anyway. God, I hate this season so much. It's not because it's not beautiful. I just hate it.
No, it's beautiful.
So much.
It's beautiful. Like, go to gardens, you're going to see beautiful flowers.
No, it's beautiful. Just stay away from my face.
Yeah. I don't need to die because of you. I don't. Like, I'm wasting so much money on...
No, don't.
Toilet paper and stuff because I just always have to sneeze. And it's not like I'm sneezing and I'm like clogged. It's just like the pollen. I know that it's the pollen. It's the pollen. Evil pollen. Get the pollen.
Evil pollen, stay away from me.
That should be a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Evil pollen, stay away from me.
Also, Farfra yesterday read a card called, I don't remember, but it says it's a monster that feeds on oxygen. It just says, but that's just a human.
No, but it's like, okay, if there's something that once again I will call out Yu-Gi-Oh! For the millionth time, they have the most ridiculous card names ever.
Oh yeah, we do. We do.
And don't get me wrong.
We definitely do.
Gen 1 and Gen 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Had okay names. But in 5Ds, as much as I enjoy Synchro, they're starting to come out like a bunch of like unhinged names are just way too long. And it didn't get better. It definitely did not get better.
The idiotic idiots.
It's like
maybe
they need to chill with it. Listen, if it takes me more, if there's more than 3 words in the name, maybe you need to rethink the name of the card. Like, okay, Exodia the Forbidden One, that's fine. Dark Magician, great. Names wise, I'm not talking about mechanics, just names wise. I don't remember the koala bear. I forget the name of that card. You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
Koala.
Desk Koala?
Desk Koala. The entire koala deck. I actually like the concept, but like that's when they were starting to go a little bit unhinged, if I remember correctly. And then with like the crystal beasts, that's when they started to go a little bit unhinged, and then and then it started just getting crazy and unhinged, and like from 5Ds.
Oh yeah.
Names wise, not
5Ds
mechanics.
was a fun era.
Names wise, not mechanics.
Yep.
They need to like go back, look at what worked in Gen 1 and 2, get rid of heroes, nerf magicians, and work from there.
There are some people who just believe that synchros should never been a thing.
No, synchros is my favorite mechanic.
Same. It's like synchros is the best mechanic. Synchros are the best boys.
It's like a lot of people like to say in Pokemon how they never should have made VMAXs, and I'm like, really, VMAXs are your problem? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're really bad, but like tag teams were a big problem too. It's just the only difference between tag teams and VMAXs is the amount of HP. Tag teams had way more broken mechanics.
That's fair.
Like tag teams were basically, basic one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say basic four-star monsters that had over 3,000 HP. That's what tag teams were.
Okay.
Where let's say the best way to translate tag teams to Yu-Gi-Oh is had four stars, had 3,500 attack, but when you take damage, you take double.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of a risk to using them.
Okay.
If let's say you take 600, if somebody puts up a 4,000 HP monster, you get knocked out. You don't take 500, you take 1,000, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. This is why tag teams were just so powerful, because they were easy to put out, they were easy to power up, and they were just so broken. Like,
I like broken.
let me ask you a question. If you had monsters that only had 4 stars and they had over 3,500 attack.
34 what attack?
3,500. Do you not see that as a bit of a problem?
I do.
Where VMAXs were basically, instead of them being 4 stars, they were 5 to 6 stars. Also easy enough to summon. Also easy enough to power up. Say like that's what it was. And now the Pokemon were like, okay, we can't take back the amount of HP that we added to the game. They went in the past 5 years going from the max being 250 HP to the max being 340 HP base. You need to understand something. The 250 HP monster that we Pokemon that we had was Wailord, and Wailord basically had an attack that cost 4 turns to power up. So it's like nobody played it. Like the average max HP was like, okay, there were in GXs there were some 250, but it's like it took 3 turns. No, it took more than 1 turn to get it out, and after you got it out, you also had to you had to power it up, and a lot of the times they were just not worth it. Nobody played them. Everybody played the ones that were 1 to 2 turns, but easy to get out and easy to power up. Like Zoroark GX, my god, that card was broken.
Zoroark GX was broken.
It really was.
Not I even played the game, but I heard about it.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you
what Zoroark GX does. Without it, the GX attack was never used because that was harder to power up. But just the card, you slap it onto the field, you have 200, not 200. Sorry. You have an ability that you can use up to 4 times, because in Pokemon you have 4 copies of a card in the deck. Yes, and what this Pokemon does was discard a card from your hand, send it to the graveyard, and draw 2 cards. It was basically what's it called? Turn whatever card you wanted in your hand into Pot of Greed that you can do 4 times in a turn.
turn any card in your hand. It's not a part of greed, it's a destiny draw, but I get what you mean. It's a lot.
And not only that, and then it had a
like, don't get me wrong, a destiny draw is really, really strong even in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's like, I wouldn't say it's like a premium card anymore, but like even in like a destiny draw style of card, it's always restricted to a hard once per turn, / it is a card that is basically, how should I mention it? It's basically like restricted to a particular archetype most of the time. It's not like by itself. Like, for example, we got a card that's supposed to support level 10s in a way called Mirror Formation of 10 Sacred Treasures, which says that you can send monsters.
That's just a mouthful.
Yes, I know. It's probably going to change when we get it right now. But this card says send monsters from your hand or that are face up on your field that are total levels are exactly 10. Draw 2 cards. Now, this one is not restricted. It's not like Sacred Sword of 7 Stars, because they really realize what is, like, sometimes it's really, really weird in Yu-Gi-Oh! But when they're supporting levels where it comes to, like, you know, discard level, something high-level monster, they most of the time do not restrict those because they're not that strong, and, like, the decks that, like, play them need them. But things like, for example, like trade-in as well, but things like, I don't know, Pot of Extravagance, which is banish 6 cards randomly from your extra deck, and then draw 2 cards, or should I say 1 card for each 3 that you banished. That is a card that you basically, like, you know, limit for a hard once per turn, / you cannot draw cards for the rest of the turn or something of that nature. It's that stupid. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Draw power is really strong.
No, in Pokemon, drawing is also really good. Like, in every card game, drawing is good. No, but, like, it didn't...
To a certain degree, but yeah.
But it did more than that. It also had a cheap DCE, DCE's double colorless energy, a cheap DCE attachment, and you can basically hit up to... 120 attack, which doesn't seem a lot, but there were so many power-ups where you can turn that 120 to 170, and 170 was the average 170 was the average HP to knock out a lot of, like, the 2 prizers that we had, and that was, like, you know, like Tapu Leles, you had your... Well, I don't remember. I think the Bulu had 180, but, like, it was so easy to get people down to one-hit KOs with 1-hit KOs with Zoroark. Like, in a turn where you have nothing.
Oh.
In a turn you have nothing. You have a couple of Zaruas on the field. Bam, they all turn to Zoroarks. Bam, you add a choice band. Bam, you add Kukui.
God,
you're already one-hit KOing everything. Like, it was a very powerful. And you know what's even worse? In a lot of decks, it was used as a support Pokemon that can also attack. You know, like you get your Decidueyes, you get your not Decidueye GXs. You basically get like a bulkier Pokemon that you're always powering up, and you're attacking with you're attacking with Zoroark, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's just too broken. Like, it was
crazy.
It was crazy good. It won so many tournaments. I think it won like 2 worlds, I think. I want to say.
Damn. 2 worlds.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was powerful. I think it won like 2017. No. It only won 2018, I think. I may be wrong. No. It only won 1 worlds, I think, but it dominated, like, all the events leading up to it.
Whoa. That's a lot.
That's insane. It was crazy. Like, a lot of times, a lot of people don't, when they're making, like, new games, they don't realize how they need to balance things out. But it's...
Oh, God, you have to balance things from the get-go. Otherwise, you will get things like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or in Magic that you have, like, the Crazy 9. I don't remember what they're calling them, but, like, they have the 9 cards that are absolutely broken there.
But you have to learn how to make overpowered cards that are not overbearing. Because if it's all going to be balanced, nobody's going to want to play. Because what's the point of, you know, draw pass? What's the point of praying to RNGesus, you know? Like, everybody wants to have a little bit of fun, but you need to, like, balance things out. What card was really broke? What deck was really broken back in the day?
In Yu-Gi-Oh?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
I will tell you one format that I will absolutely despise because Konami just decided to just be in silence for the entire year.
Oh
Like no
no!
ban list, no anything.
I know what you're talking about. No! I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like a format that like was well
The
stretched.
Zodiac format. God, I hate that format.
Yeah, but it's like, come on.
Dino was the only fun deck there, and there were 3 decks total. I mean, technically 4 sometimes, but it's like 3 decks total. What it called? True Kings? True King Zodiacs, I believe that was one, or Dinos, yeah, I think that was one as well, or True Kings themselves. And then we have Zodiacs, and then sometimes you have invoked, what is it called? Invoked Wind Witch Artifact. That's the one.
Okay, I'm just gonna put in my hot take in Yu-Gi-Oh! That if you're listening and you have a bit of you're gonna hear this card and you're gonna be like, no, I don't want it back. I'm gonna be like, oh, I think it was actually healthy. It was a healthy card that got a bad rep. Masterpiece. I think
Which
Masterpiece.
one? Masterpiece to a certain degree. At one, I can accept it today.
I think it's time we unbanned the card.
There are a lot of cards that I think there is about time we had banned
I think
them.
Masterpiece is like the top of the list, in my personal opinion. I think
maybe not Masterpiece, but
Why not?
I can see
Why
some
not?
certain cards.
It's a problem solver. It's a basic problem solver.
Yes and no. The problem with Masterpiece is a pretty big one. Basically, Masterpiece has suffered from one particular problem, and that is the fact that it's like, it's a problem card, okay? It's in one point, it's a problem card because it's like doing one particular thing that the game should not have done, like, something of that nature. It's not good to just have a card that just like says, oh, I am unaffected by 2 types of cards, basically.
I don't see that as a problem. I really don't.
Yes, it is a problem. I mean, I guess there are kaijus, but still, it is a problem more than you think.
No. I know that, and I know that it is powerful, but I just think it's about time we unbanned it. Maybe if not now, then like in the next half a year, people need to like start looking at cards that were banned and be like, okay, the reason it was.
I mean, there are certain cards that I want out before that. And I will let you know which cards I want off the limited list, nor even not talking about also the forbidden list. So let's talk about the ban list, shall we, for a few seconds?
Oh, God.
Cards that I want to have off the list. Let's see.
You don't see this, but I have a huge smile on my face because I...
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, let's talk about it. So, first and foremost, we do have... a card that I think should come back, which is called Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos, which I think should come back to 1. We do have, I don't remember what Eclipse Wyvern does, but I think Eclipse Wyvern should not come back, if I remember correctly. Eclipse Wyvern, because I don't remember that card. I think that was a card that just, like, suddenly became broken. A card that should also come back is... People will going to kill me for this, but Magic Spectre Unicorn Kieran can come back to 1. That's a card I would rather see more than Masterpiece because it's been so long on the ban list. Maxi should also come back.
Bring back my boy Masterpiece.
Harp Horror should also come back. Ronan Totem is a card that should never been on the ban list to begin with. We do also have the Supreme King Starving Venom can also come back to 1. Thunder Dragon Colossus can also come back to 1. Curious can also come back to 1 because it's less of a problem. Electromite should come back to 1. I guess... Yeah, I guess that's it where it comes to those cards.
Okay.
Maybe, no, I'm not going to release Runga Bongo. Yeah, I looked at like 86, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to add Runga Bongo as a card back.
All I'm saying is, I think Masterpiece should be on the top of the list. You think that there are other cards. We all agree that there are some cards that need to be tested if it can come back. When I say tested,
That's fair.
when I say tested, I mean tested by people who actually play the game and not by idiots who work for Konami. Let's be honest. A lot of people who work for Konami, they make up a lot of reasons to ban cards that don't need to be banned, and
Oh yeah, they do.
they ban a lot because they think that they're better than the community. Let me tell you something. They're not. The community is way smarter. The community is one, your target audience, but regardless of that, the community will find ways to break cards, and they will find cards that are seen broken.
Konami sometimes thinks that there are some cards that will never be broken and they're just not that bad. It's like, no, the community found a way to break it. Have fun.
Yeah, we're not gonna. The card that shall not be named. You know what I'm talking about, right?
That card. I hate it.
You said that it basically stopped you from wanting to make content for a very long time. I remember you telling me that.
God, I hated this, like, the format before that anyway.
We're talking
the format
about
before that was really
we're
terrible.
talking about Mystic Mine, of course.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the tier element format. And it's like a lot of, like, I seen somebody, like, you know, less of a casual player, more of, like, you know, a competitive player that's saying this format is bad because they don't know what to take the white state. But I'm telling him, I didn't want to write him in the comments, this format is amazing. This format is actually make casual players want to play, and a lot of decks are finally valid, and the game is interesting. You don't expect anything. You cannot expect anything anymore. Yes, there always will be the GOAT decks, but it's like, I can't expect anything. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I love this a lot more. Like, this format is what I like to call a fun format.
Now, this was a fun format. It still is. But once again,
it's not the greatest of formats, I will agree, but it's like, it's a lot more fun for me to play. It's just, God, this is a lot more fun. Like, why people are just like, always have to be, no, but the game has to be competitive. 100% we have to have all cards be competitive, and we should have only 1 or 2 decks in the format, and that's it. And it's like, that's not fun. I mean, maybe for people who are trying to be better with their certain decks, and I'm not, like, judging them, but still, it's like, yeah, that's not fun for the casual players or people like me that are just trying to make content or just do something fun. Like, I can expect everything every single time, and it's like, it is skillful, but it's also boring as hell.
Okay, here's another hot take of mine. I think that if there was a format in Yu-Gi-Oh that was like a real format and not like, an obvious format, you understand what I mean by that, is if you had to open for all the format, nobody would want to watch it because it would be on a coin flip. Whoever coin flips first wins. You know?
I think the format that most people are considering to be like a good modern Yu-Gi-Oh format is Duelist Alliance. Like, there are good formats, don't get me wrong, but that is considered to be a really good format for one reason. It was fun. It was everything. Like, there were enough decks, but there were enough, like, strong decks as well that are, like, meta decks. Like, you had, like, I guess, like, Necros, Shadow, and Burning Abyss at the start. That there was, like, a tic-tac-toe between them, I believe. There are also some other decks as well. Like, it was fun. Let's just say that. It was a fun format.
Yeah. I think this is where we're going to wrap up the episode.
Yep, I think that's a good place to stop.
Because we don't want to go too much into the 9-hour realm. We're not Joe Rogan. We're not Trash Taste. We're just 2 guys doing their best.
Oh, we do?
We're trying our best.
Our best?
We're trying our best.
Do we?
With the time that we have, yes.
Do we?
So I did the intro for the Unharm and Unfit episode.
No, it's not the Unharm and Unfit. This was, of course, an April Fool's joke, which is funny because normally when people do April Fools, they'll just basically just leave the video with nothing. which is stupid, and I don't really like these jokes anymore because they're so repetitive.
I think an April Fool joke should be something like what we did for this episode, where it's basically we're changing the names a bit for funny. Takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like, oh, we're just psyching you, and there's nothing, and you're just watching an hour video without doing anything. It's like,
I think that's
why?
I think that's uninspiring. I think it just takes out the whole fun out of it. So yeah.
God, I also remember when Blizzard actually wrote full essays of April Fool jokes, and now they're not doing that anymore.
Thank God.
The point is,
yeah,
but it wasn't inspiring and fun. This is what I consider inspiring and fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's wrap this for us. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new from us. In generally, we'll intend to do more videos. We'll have to see how our schedule work. But for now, we'll see you in the next one. You can follow me at Teamndl, YGO, or on here on the Unfit Crew. And of course, my fellow co-host, dragonunharm, on dragonunharm, of course. And the reason why I did it opposite is because, April's Fools. Normally, I will put dragonunharm before me, but like you said,
oh, you got me. You got me. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.